The DUI charge filed against Reno firefighter Shawn Price, who police believe caused a crash while off duty in northwest Reno in March, is being dropped. Price was initially charged with driving under the influence because his preliminary breath test showed a 161 blood alcohol content nearly 2 hours after the crash. The Tesla Price was driving crossed the center line, collided with a woman's car, and plowed through a brick wall and a backyard fence. Victim Megan Krupa told News 4 and Fox 11 last week she is still receiving ongoing treatment for what she called substantial injuries. Police also observed bloodshot and watery eyes and found a mostly consumed pint of vodka on the floorboard of Price's car. Despite those findings, Price's DUI charge was dropped by the Washoe County District Attorney's office, and he is now being charged with reckless driving, a lesser felony. The Sparks Police Department was contacted, and they were asked to take over the investigation at 1:51 on March 17th, which was roughly 1 hour after the crash happened. At 2:50, Price was given a preliminary breath test, which showed a .161 BAC. That's more than twice the legal limit. At roughly 3 that afternoon, paramedics drew 2 vials of Price's blood after he consented to the test, but the blood draw was 2 hours and 5 minutes after the crash occurred. It's established in Nevada case law that blood drawn over 2 hours after the time of an incident cannot be used to establish a suspect's impairment. A Sparks Police Department spokesperson told News 4 and Fox 11 that there is no typical timeline in any investigation because every circumstance is different. A spokesperson for the Washoe County District Attorney's office also declined to comment, citing an active case.
They failed to do their jobs, and it's resulting in the dropping of DUI charges that were entirely justified.
A spokesman for the Reno Police Department said responding officers didn't learn the person involved in the crash was an off-duty Reno firefighter until he had already been transported to a local hospital. According to that arrest report, a Reno Fire Department ambulance drove Price, who was in his uniform at the time of the crash, to Renown Hospital. News 4 reached out to the city of Reno to ask if it is allowed under city policy for a city agency to transport one of its own employees after an incident. A city spokesperson responded and said the city does not have an official policy, but it is not uncommon for the Reno Fire Department to transport one of its own. According to the arrest report, Price's criminal history showed he had 2 prior arrests and convictions for driving under the influence. However, both of those cases were older than 7 years old, meaning the initial DUI charge was considered a first offense. He was due in court last week, but that hearing was vacated. He is set to be arraigned on November 18th.